Hello everyone and welcome. It is Supersonic Duck here once again with yet another unboxing. Today I'm going to be unboxing Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Speed Duel Duelists of Shadows. And then in following videos I'm going to be making a bunch of deck profiles, taking 3 of each of these Duelists of Shadows boxes and building decks just out of the cards for each of the different characters, with just 3 of these bad boys right here, and I'm really looking forward to it. I actually got these deck boxes. I bought them long ago. I opened a few of them, but this one I actually still haven't opened yet. And for ages and ages I was wondering what the heck am I going to do with the Speed Duel format, because I suffer from a bit of OCD and I wanted to make all of the decks perfect and as competitive as possible as they could be, and I wanted to use the entire card pool of all the cards in Speed Duel. And to be honest, to make all the decks I wanted to make in Speed Duel out of that would be just too long, too arduous. So what I've decided to do is to take 3 of these, make a bunch of decks out of 3 of these right here. But I'm going to open up the last one of these that I haven't opened yet. I lost my scissors, so I'm just going to use this biro here. Oh no! Okay, no, bad idea. Okay, I'm not gonna use this biro here. Whoop. Be right back, guys, in just a moment. Hey guys, we're back again. Okay, let's do this without damaging the box. Not that I care that much, but well, I do care a bit. All right, let's do this. We're gonna open this beauty up, put this aside. There he is, the Supreme King himself, Jaden. Now, they come with a bunch of decks, and they come with this little booster pack. The booster pack contains each of the sacred beasts in Secret Rare, which is awesome. And they come with a bunch of different decks, so let's just... They also give you a lot of mats. They give you 4 separate play mats in case you want to do tag team duels, which could be very fun. Maybe something for the channel. So let's get into the decks themselves, but first I kind of want to just see what I'm going to unbox right here. So we have Yugioh, Lord of Searing Flames. He's my favorite of the 3 sacred beasts, just the coolest looking. They all look very cool. Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder. Raviel, Lord of Phantasms. Okay, Cyber Dragon Secret. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay, Dark Fusion Secret Rare, great artwork. DD Crow Secret Rare, that is actually amazing. Amazoness Queen Secret Rare, oh wow, that's brilliant. And Macro. Okay, I'm very happy with these secret rares right here. Wowee, Zooey Mama, I caramba. Those are some good secret rares. Let's start off with the Supreme King deck right here. Well, I think there's more than just the Supreme King deck. So the cards you get, first off we have Evil Hero Malicious Edge. This is such a cool monster. So yeah, you can just summon this guy with 1 tribute, and also he's like a stronger version of Blade Edge in some ways, because he can just do piercing. Elemental Hero Avion, Elemental Hero Burstinatrix, Elemental Hero Clayman, Elemental Hero Sparkman, Elemental Hero Wildheart, Evil Hero Infernal Gainer, who can give your guys an extra attack. Evil Hero Infernal Prodigy, who has a Cyber Dragon like effect to special summon himself, and you can trigger him off for Malicious Edge and get some draws. Sand Moth, to be able to make Dark Gaia without the need to, use super polymerization or whatever. And Brisargo the Destroyer, who is a really cool fusion substitute monster and also a fiend monster, which goes well with the theme of the deck in general. We got Dark Ruler Hadez, which can help you make Malicious Fiend and has a pretty strong effect, being able to negate effect monsters' effects. Absorbing Jar, which is kind of an interesting spell and trap removal / deck removal card that you can also use maybe to summon Dark Gaia in your Evil Hero deck. Next up we got Dark Fusion. I just love the artwork of this card, Avion and Burstinatrix, just the story that it's telling, and some of these old cards, their artwork really goes hard. Dark Calling, which is basically Miracle Fusion for Evil Heroes. You can just banish monsters in your graveyard to summon the fusion monster, which really takes a lot of the cost out of fusion summoning, which is just amazing. Evil Mind, which has a number of nice little effects, including a draw power effect to go with your Evil Hero monsters. Dark Whirl Lightning, really good back row removal, but also can destroy set monsters. Super Polymerization. Hero Signal, search out your heroes. Dark Deal, can negate spells, turning their effect into a discard card effect. Windstorm of Itakua, another card, the artwork of which I absolutely adore. I love birds, and just look at that atmospheric, beautiful artwork right there. The whirling winds, the crow with the red eyes and everything like that. Just absolutely amazing. And then we have Evil Hero Malicious Fiend, which is just such a powerful monster. 3,500 attack points. That is a lot of attack points. Evil Hero Inferno Wing, the kind of Evil Hero equivalent of Flaming Man. A lot of them have slightly more upgraded effects than the Elemental Hero Fusions. We got Evil Hero Wild Cyclone, who's like the upgraded version of Wild Wingman. Evil Hero Dark Gaia, he is indeed a fiend as well. Okay, so a fiend and a rock monster, and his attack is equal to the combined attack of both of the materials, so you can make some very fun decks based around this guy. Evil Hero Lightning Golem, the Evil Hero version of Thunder Giant, and he has a slightly upgraded effect as well, just targeted destruction, no discard required. Okay, now we're going on to the, I actually forgot what his name, Night Shroud, I think. I haven't seen season 4 of Yugioh GX yet, actually. I really want to watch it, but I absolutely adore Red Eyes Darkness Dragon. This card brings me back. It is just, the artwork is so beautiful, and it's such a fun card, gaining 300 attack for every dragon near your grave. Like, with enough setup in grave, he can become an absolute ginormous monster with like 3,000 attack points. So fun. Red Eyes Black Dragon, and this is my favorite Red Eyes Black Dragon art. It's really cool. The sharp edges, like the white kind of lightning he's about to spew out, and like the kind of the old school kind of background smoke and blur effect. Just, I love it. Luster Dragon, a really powerful normal monster beat stick. Luster Dragon number 2, nice to have the second one of them in as well. Black Dragon's Chick, this is the updated name of this card. It used to be called Red Eyes Black Chick, but this helps you summon out Red Eyes Black Dragon more easily. Red Eyes Wyvern, speaking of summoning Red Eyes more easily, this guy can banish himself from grave and bring back a Red Eyes monster in your end phase. Black Metal Dragon, to kind of search out your other Red Eyes cards. We got 2 Troop Dragons, another old school throwback, but yeah, basically keep up that field presence. Mirage Dragon to negate trap cards, or stop trap cards I should say. Spear Dragon for piercing. Vanguard of the Dragon to help set up Red Eyes in grave so you can summon him out with other cards. Really good. Totem Dragon to be used as tribute fodder. He's kind of like Treeborn Froggy. He can bring himself back from the graveyard, and he can be 2 tributes for a high level dragon monster. Stamping Destruction, which is a nice bit of spell and trap removal for dragon decks. Dragon's Gunfire, really cool burn card. Cosmic Cyclone, very strong speed duel staple that you get in this box, which is very good value for speed duels. Swing of Memories to bring back normal monsters. Dragon's Rage for giving your dragons piercing and negate attack to protect your monsters and your life points, and as a counter trap as well, so can't be negated except with another counter trap. People forget that. That's one of the advantages of this card. And Red Eye Spirit to bring back your Red Eyes from grave as well. Awesome altogether. Now moving on, we're going to go to the Professor Banner's deck. So first off, for Professor Banner, we have Helios, the Primordial Sun. Golden Homunculus, who is just another cool monster, gains 300 attack for every banished card, which is so cool. Bazoo the Soul Eater, a very iconic gold format card. Chaos Rider Gustav powers himself up by banishing spell cards, I believe. Discblade Rider powers himself up by banishing trap cards. DD Survivor, who can just come back if he's banished face up from the field. DD Scowplane, who comes back in the end phase if he's banished from anywhere. DD Different Dimension Master, which is kind of a cool, interesting card. Can discard a spell to bring back a banished monster. Requires a bit of setup. He's level 5, so it's kind of difficult, but like, honestly, really interesting card. You can make some fun decks based off of. Banisher of the Radiance, just very powerful anti-meta card. Has a macrocosmos effect. Anything that would be sent to the graveyard is banished instead. A really good side deck card for a lot of decks. DD Crow, just another, speaking of good side deck cards and hand traps, like DD Crow is so amazing. DD Destroyer, which is actually a card I had never thought of using before, but in speed duels, actually with one of the abilities of Professor Banner, this card is absolutely phenomenal. Grand Maju de Aiza, another classic card and a really cool boss monster. He gains 400 attack for each of the banished cards. Tribe Shocking Virus. Once per turn, you can banish one monster from your hand, destroy all face-up monsters on the field with the same type as that monster. We got Soul Release, which is actually another good side deck card. Just select 5 cards from the graveyards and banish them. Galaxy Cyclone, another brilliant spell and trap removal card. Destroy a face-down spell or trap, and you can banish it from your grave and then destroy a face-up one afterwards. Grand Convergence, which in Speed Duel is just so powerful. You think about it, you're playing only a 20 card deck, so you're more likely to have Macrocosmos on board to be able to make use out of this card. It's basically Dark Hole that also has a bit of burn damage if you have Macrocosmos on the field, and you can play 3, and it's a quick play spell. You can set it and use it on your opponent's turn. This card is so broken. Different Dimension Gate. You can like target a monster on either side of the field, banish them both temporarily, which is kind of fun. Different Dimension Encounter. Macrocosmos. Yeah, this is just such a powerful floodgate. Curse of Aging. Discard a card and all monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack until the end of the turn. And now moving on, we've got the Sacred Beast card deck. So this is like the final Shadow Rider. Kagemaru, actually, yeah, that was his name. He was like the superintendent of Duel Academy. So obviously you have the 3 Sacred Beasts that you got in the pack earlier, but to go with that you got Dark Summoning Beast, Mad Reloader. Dark Summoning Beast just cheats out all your Sacred Beast monsters, which is amazing, and he can search them out as well from the graveyard by banishing himself. Mad Reloader, just if he's destroyed you can send 2 cards to draw 2 cards. Nice little bit of draw power. D-Boys, great for this deck to bring out extra fiends to summon out Raviel. Gravitic Orb, change the battle position of monsters. Goblin King, gains 1000 attack for every other fiend monster on the field. So in Speed Duel the max attack you can get is 2000, which is pretty good for a level 1 monster, but obviously if you're combining them with a bunch of token summoning cards in advanced format, this guy can get up to 4000 attack points, which is pretty cool. And then Grave Protector. Any monster destroyed by battle is shuffled into the deck instead of going to the graveyard. Another interesting anti-meta choice. 2000 defense is pretty strong as well. And then we got Fallen Paradise, which is a really powerful field spell for the Sacred Beasts. Gives them a lot of protection from destruction and things like that, and also lets you draw cards as well. Cerulean Skyfire, if you control Haman, you can like switch him to defense to negate a spell card, which is amazing. Veil of Darkness, if you draw a dark monster in your draw phase, you can reveal any number of them and send them to the graveyard and then draw an additional card as well. A backup squad. Each time you take 1000 or more damage, draw 1 card for every 1000 damage you took. Dimension Gate, again another copy of this card. Awakening of the Sacred Beast. It has 3 effects. If you control 1 Sacred Beast monsters, basically anytime your opponent summons a monster you gain life points. And then if you control 2 or more Sacred Beast monsters, you negate the effects of monsters your opponent controls. 3 or more any monsters sent to your opponent's graveyard banished instead. Pretty insane. Unending Nightmare, really good backer removal card. Pay 1000 life points to destroy face-up spell or trap card on the field. Aegis of Gaia, gain 3000 life points. When this card leaves the field, you lose 3000 life points. Swamp Mirrorer, can special summon itself of a monster of any type with 1800 attack. Final Attack Orders, which forces all monsters into attack position. And then moving on, we got Adrian Gecko, I believe was his name, the Cloudian guy. So first off, you have one of his monsters, Fog King. You can basically tribute only 1 monster or no monsters to normal summon this guy, and he's level 7. And he gains attack equal to the combined attack of all tributed monsters. And while he's on the field, neither player can tribute cards, which is a really cool lockdown effect. This guy's actually very fun to play in like rank 7 Xyz decks. Next up we got Cloudian Eye of the Typhoon, which is his other main boss monster. And basically he changes the battle position of all monsters except for Cloudian monsters when he attacks. We got Cloudian Acid Cloud. The Cloudians are all about putting fog counters on them and removing them to gain various effects, and Acid Cloud basically can destroy spells and traps. Also, all the Cloudians can't be destroyed by battle, which is really awesome. They do have a fairly low attack power though, for the most part, and if they are switched to defense position they get destroyed. So they're kind of high risk, high reward in that like they can't be destroyed by battle, but you do take their low attack, so your opponent can attack into them and deal you a lot of damage. But if they stay on the field longer and accumulate fog counters, they can get pretty powerful effects. Cloudian Altus, you remove 3 fog counters to discard a card from your opponent's hand, which is really, really awesome. Cloudian Stratus, very cute, looks like a sheep or something like that. But basically he pops monsters off the field, which is just very, very powerful. Cloudian Ghost Fog, got Cloudian Turbulence. Basically you can remove fog counters from him to summon out Cloudian Smoke Balls. And Cloudian Smoke Balls is just a level 1 normal monster. Cloudian Nimbus Man, who's kind of like a mid-level boss monster for the Cloudians, gains 500 attack for every fog counter on him. So you power him up. You got Cloudian Storm Dragon, who can special summon himself by banishing a Cloudian monster from your graveyard and can once per turn put a fog counter on monsters in the field. You got Vortex Trooper, who can basically help you draw cards, and as of the most recent Speed Duel format ban list, he's actually semi-limited. We got Mother Grizzly for searching out all your water monsters with 1500 less attack, which is pretty much most of the Cloudian monsters, which is pretty darn awesome. We got Cloudian Aerosol, which is a really cool support card to help generate fog counters. Cloudian Swall, which generate fog counters every turn, which is amazing. Summon Cloud can help you special summon out Cloudians more easily. Diamond Dust Cyclone, which is a kind of a situational but really powerful removal card. Fog Control to help you generate more fog counters. Raging Cloudian, which is an interesting card that can help recur your Cloudians if they've been destroyed by their own effects and get more counters. Rainstorm, which is a cool spell and trap removal card. And then Wall of Disruption, which is a really powerful staple trap in Speed Duel. And now that we're finished with the Cloudian cards, we'll move on to Camilla's deck. First off, we got Vampire Genesis. 3000 attack points, can revive other vampires from grave. Vampire Baby. Vampire Familiar to search out your vampire spells. Vampire Lady, standard level 4 beat stick, can send stuff to your opponent's deck to grave. Vampire Lord, the secondary boss monster in her deck to, you need him to tribute him to summon out Genesis, and he has a really cool revival effects. Vampire Retainer, searches out your vampire monsters. Vampire Sorcerer searches out your vampire monsters. Vampire's Curse has more recursion. Zombina to bring back monsters from grave. Goblin Zombie to search out monsters. Plague Wolf, kind of a cool low-level beat stick. Heavy Knight of the Flame, cool zombie Gemini monster. Ryu Kokai, anti-warrior and anti-spellcaster zombie card. Call of the Mummy can cheat your zombie monsters out onto the field. This is a really old card, really cool. Book of Life, bring back zombies from grave. Foolish Burial to set up your monsters in grave. Soul Exchange, tribute your opponent's monsters to summon out your own boss monsters. Vampire's Desire, really good vampire support card that can kind of help set up vampires in grave or bring them back, I think. Yep. The Forceful Checkpoint, nice hand control card. Vampire Awakening to bring back your vampire monsters from the graveyard, which is pretty cool. And now moving on to Tanya's deck, we've got Amazoness Queen to protect all your Amazoness monsters from being destroyed by battle. Amazoness Swordswoman to reflect damage back at your opponent. Amazoness Tiger, my favorite of the Amazoness monsters, and it's actually Tanya herself. Tanya has a scar in her eye, Tiger has a scar in her eye, and basically Amazoness Tiger gains 400 attack for each of your other Amazoness cards on the field, which is really, really cool. Amazoness Paladin to gain attack depending on your opponent's monsters count. Amazoness Chainmaster to steal cards out of your opponent's hand. Amazoness Fighter, which prevents you from taking any battle damage from battles involving her. Amazoness Trainee to spin cards back into the deck. Amazoness Sage for spell and trap removal. Amazoness Scouts is a kind of anti-spell and trap card. And Battle Survivor, look at him, look at that cheeky grin. He's like, I cheated death today and now I'm going to enjoy a nice roast. Moving out with Reinforcements of the Army, which is a really powerful card, great in speed duels. Amazoness Heirloom, really good Amazoness support card that can pop your opponent's cards when your Amazoness monster is attack. Amazoness Village, brilliant field spell support card, helps special summon more of them out. Amazoness Fighting Spirit, which is like Skyscrapers but for Amazoness monsters, give them all 1000 attack point boost while they're attacking. Amazoness Spellcaster, Amazoness Archers, Amazoness Willpower to revive your monster from graveyard. Dramatic Rescue, help cheat out your Amazoness monsters. Queen's Pawn for additional special summoning, and Half Counter, which is really good battle protection card to protect your Amazoness monsters. And now we've got the Archfiend deck. We got Skull, Archfiend of Lightning, who's like the summoned Archfiend, an effect monster version of Summoned Skull. Archfiend Soldier, really cool normal monster, 1900 beat stick. Terror King Archfiend, 2000 attack points. Infernal Queen Archfiend, Wild Pawn Archfiend, Shadow Knight Archfiend, they're all based off of chess. Dark Bishop Archfiend, Des Rook Archfiend, Giant Orc 2200 beat stick. Mist Archfiend, Annihilator Archfiend, which is a kind of a newer card, really interesting. Archfiend General to search out your Pandemonium. Foolish Burial, additional setup. Pandemonium to go with your Archfiend monsters to protect your life points so you don't have to pay the costs. Checkmate to help your Terror King Archfiend attack directly. Axe of Despair, this is actually an Archfiend card. It boosts all monsters by 1000 attack points, really strong. Double Spell, Archfiend's Roar, Battle Scarred, and Bark of the Dark Ruler. Oh, we got some extra cards. We got the Dark Scorpions. Dark Scorpion Chick the Yellow, Dark Scorpion Cliff the Trap Mover, Pharaoh's Servant, Pharaonic Protector, and Spirit of the Pharaoh for that Pharaoh guide deck. The first sarcophagus, the second sarcophagus, and the third sarcophagus. We got a Gaga Gigo, one of my favorite OG monsters. I just love the lore behind this card, the artwork, everything. 1850 reptile, he just looks so cool. Bitelon, tribute reptile monster, does piercing. Obsidian Dragon, 2100 defense, pretty nice. Zur, Knight of Dark World. Brawn Mad King of Dark World. Rainbow Overlord of Dark World. Legendary Jujitsu Master, really cool anti-meta card. Imprisoned Queen Archfiend. Ill Blood, really cool zombie Gemini monster that can revive other zombies. Pitch Black Werewolf, to protect yourself from trap cards during the battle phase. Vampire Hunter, anti-dark monster, really cool side deck card option potentially. Aqua Spirit and Garuda the Wind Spirit. You can special summon these guys onto the field by banishing one monster from your graveyard over their attribute. We got Helios Duo Majustus, Helios Trice Majustus as well for the Professor Banner deck, which is really cool. We got Cloudian Sheep Cloud, which can help summon out Cloudian tokens, which is nice. And we got the Elemental Hero Shining Flare Wingman. Look at how awesome that card is. So cool. Terror King Salmon, really fun card. Actually, I want to use this in a Go format deck. Armed Dragon level 10, which is really great for upgrading your Armed Dragon Chaz deck. We got the dark version of the artwork of Cyber Dragon, which is just so cool to have. We got Vampiric Koala. We got Allure of Darkness, which is a really powerful draw card. Book of Moon, again, a brilliant staple for flipping monsters face down. Counter Cleaner, could be a side deck option against Cloudians if you're worried about going up against them. Flash of the Forbidden Spells. Aqua Chorus. Chaos Trap Hole. Human Wave Tactics for the Moki deck or other low level normal monster tactics. Nightmare Wheel, which is a really good speed duel staple card. And Zoma the Spirit, again another great staple card for speed duels. So now we're going to go over some of these skill cards. First off, we've got Ruthless Means for the Supreme King. It basically weakens opponents' monsters to help your evil heroes get over them. Forged Steel, which basically gives Red Eyes Darkness Dragon the effect of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and also can help you summon out more easily by letting you treat any normal dragon monster or any Red Eyes card as a Red Eyes Black Dragon. Vampiric Aristocracy helps you summon out Vampire Genesis more easily by letting you treat any vampire monster as a Vampire Lord. Welcome to the Jungle, which can weaken your opponent's monsters if they battle with an Amazonas monster. It goes great with Amazonas Queen. Archfiend's Conscription, which can help you cheat out Archfiend monsters depending on a dice roll. Professor of Alchemy, which can help you banish your own monsters and trigger their effects, and you get to summon tokens out of them, which is pretty cool. Unlocking the Power. This card just helps you summon out your sacred beasts more easily by expanding the types of cards that can be used to summon them out. Fog Warning, which helps generate additional fog counters, which is brilliant in Cloudian deck. Dark Unity, which basically lets you use your opponent's monsters with super polymerization and treat them as rock type monsters to summon out Dark Gaia, which is pretty cool. Dragon Force, which can help boost up the power of your dragon monsters. Delicious Morsel, which helps you gain life points when you inflict battle damage with zombie vampire monsters. Order of the Queen, which negates the effects of monsters that survive battle with attacking Amazonas monsters. Archfiend's Promotion, which can help you summon out King Archfiends or Queen Archfiend monsters by tributing Vile Pawn Archfiend, which is a pretty cool card. Setting Sun, which is a skill that supports the Helios monsters, which is pretty cool. Victory of the Shadow Raiders, which is a Kagemaru skill that basically gives you the effect of one of these Sacred Beast support cards to help summon out Fiend monsters more easily. Cloudy Skies of Grey. Basically, every time Cloudian monsters get destroyed, you can move the fog counters on it to another monster on the field, which is pretty cool. No One Suspects the Dark Scorpion Gang, which is... Actually, I haven't read the skill, but it is pretty cool to get some support for Dark Scorpions. Ancient Ruler Rises, which helps you summon out Spirit of the Pharaoh more easily, and just actually makes the whole deck actually viable in Speed Duel. Cold-Blooded Tactician, which is a really cool to have a Professor Viper skill. basically helps you change the battle position of your opponent's monsters if you control a reptile monster. And then Dark Creation, which basically if you got a setup with a lot of dark monsters in grave, you can banish one of the dark monsters to bring out and help special summon more easily another dark monster, which is pretty cool indeed. And so guys, that is pretty much going to be it for this unboxing video. If you made it this far into the video, first of all, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. I hope you found it enjoyable or useful. Take care, all the best, and have a brilliant rest of your day.